Chance of rain. All in all, it'd be an interesting night of ball, but quite the setting here tonight in front of a hometown crowd for Trinidad and Tobago. Group B standings right now. Costa Rica is the top dog. Trinidad and Tobago has the one game they're playing here tonight with 4 points. And they look down the totem pole. St. Kitts and Nevis needs to win the worst kind of way. They sit with 3 points right now. Trinidad and Tobago wins this one. They are comfortably in position to get themselves moving along to the next round. Speaking of Trinidad and Tobago, ranked 100th in the world, they're looking to build off their strong start in Group B. Currently sitting in that second position in the standings, their squad is packed with experience, youthful energy, and including an overseas star in Levi Garcia, a Spartak Moscow. He's an emerging talent, but they also have Nathaniel James along the way. On the other side of the pitch, for St. Kitts and Nevis, led by head coach Austin Huggins, they're a determined club. The group table right now, they want to shock a couple different teams. That includes Trinidad and Tobago. They have a couple of English-based professionals, Romain Sawyers of Cardiff City, and also a dynamic forward in Tukani Williams. Right now, you're looking at St. Kitts and Nevis with the 3 points as it stands. They can shock a lot of people here tonight with an upset victory on foreign soil against Trinidad and Tobago. With the World Cup dreams on the line, the atmosphere here is solid. Fans have been in attendance for almost about an hour now. Kickoff is about 8 minutes away. Stakes are high. Pride of two nations is certainly at stake. These teams are ready. The fans are certainly up for it as well. And we're just about ready to kick off this much-needed contest for both these teams. 3 points are at stake. This Concacaf World Cup qualifier between Trinidad and Tobago and St. Kitts and Nevis. Looking at both these teams and where they're at right now in the standings and how you can break things down with the World Cup on its heels. Group B with Costa Rica, the 6 points, they captured that in just 2 matches. Trinidad and Tobago with the 1 win, but also the 1 draw. St. Kitts and Nevis has the 1 victory, but also suffering a defeat. Their goal differential right now is at -3. Grenada is in that 3rd position. The Bahamas sitting right now at 0-3. Both these teams ready to take the pitch right now. Do anticipate a lot of rain throughout the course of this night. It's just a matter of how often it will occur during full-time action. But that is to be seen. Players on both sides don't want to worry about that for right now. With both clubs taking the pitch, we'll step aside. We'll get the national anthems and first touch. St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad Tobago coming up next. So here we go. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis from Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Starting 11 for Trinidad and Tobago. It's a 4-4-2 formation for head coach Dwight York. The captain, Kevin Molino, is up front with Garcia to the left of him. Levi, we've spoken about earlier during the show. And Zil Smith in between the pipes for Trinidad and Tobago. Officiating crew today being led by Natalie Simon, Megan Mullen, Ryan Graves, Jonathan Hughes is our fourth official. The folks in the yellow and the black running up and down the pitch on this fine Friday night. Both captains coming to midfield. Jelani Archibald, who we'll say hi to in just a brief moment, the captain for St. Kitts and Nevis, and Molino on the other side of things for Trinidad and Tobago. Everyone giving their love after the instruction. Both combatants will go to their respective corners. Always got a smile for the camera, right? And now on the other side of things for St. Kitts and Nevis, head coach Austin Huggins. 4-2-3-1 deployment tonight with Archibald in between the sticks. He'll have his hands full. St. Kitts and Nevis historically has not had their way with Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, the last time they won a match against Trinidad and Tobago, you have to go all the way back to 2004. Historically, Trinidad and Tobago has dominated the recent matchups, winning the last 5 encounters, including a 3-0 drubbing in the 2023 Gold Cup, 2-0 victory back in 2021, the World Cup qualifier. The last meeting between these two sides was a couple years ago in June as a Gold Cup match. Trinidad and Tobago won that one, pulverizing St. Kitts and Nevis 3-0. So Trinidad and Tobago looking to build on their strong resume and qualify for the 2026 Concacaf World Cup. One will be curious about the tactical advantages for either side. Nathaniel James, who's not amongst the starters tonight, but is on the sideline. A couple goals in his last 3 games. Trinidad and Tobago in their red kits will be moving from left to right. St. Kitts and Nevis in the green tops and the green bottoms. Trinidad and Tobago, second in their recent Concacaf Nations League group. Only Denzel Smith and Aubrey David have started in multiple qualifiers. David not here tonight as this match is underway. Pitch conditions are beautiful. That will not be a factor in tonight's affair. What will be is the enthusiasm from the fans here in Port of Spain. And also, if Mother Nature has an impact, the rain that has been throughout the day, expected to be imminent, but an 80% chance of it throughout the night. Just a matter of how often it does fall onto the pitch. And then, of course, what kind of conditions that ball does have when it runs up against the rain. This one will go to Archibald. For St. Kitts and Nevis, they lost their last friendly 3-0 to St. Vincent the Grenadines. And 4 new starters from match day 1 to 2. They're trying to cure a spell, though. Head to head, Trinidad and Tobago has won the last 5 matches between these two sides. So it's not an opponent that St. Kitts and Nevis would like to see anytime soon. But they're here now, and they have work to do. Head coach Dwight York. And it'd be huge, not only for St. Kitts and Nevis to get a victory, put them in front of Trinidad and Tobago and make things a little interesting for Costa Rica, who's sitting comfortably right now, unbeaten in their first 2 qualifying matches. Good for 6 points. Jones. An area of focus for St. Kitts and Nevis tonight is to play with a clean sheet. They could clamp down Trinidad and Tobago, neutralize the attack up front, in particular with Molino up front. Dante Seeley, if he can be held off the scoring ledger, that'll go a long way for St. Kitts and Nevis to try to pull off an upset. Match ends in full time. Each team will get a point. But for St. Kitts and Nevis and head coach Austin Huggins, they need 3. They can't afford to play to another draw. This is not exactly a must-win, but it's about as close as it can be for St. Kitts and Nevis. Costa Rica has played 2 qualifiers so far. They have 6 points. Trinidad and Tobago has played 2. They have 4 points. St. Kitts and Nevis has played a couple, and they have 3. On the attack, a little fast on that ball. I didn't think for a minute Jones was able to keep it in. Near set official confirms that thought. Megan Mullen with the flag up. And there's Dante Seeley. Seeley was given chase. A lot closer than first look, and then he was taken out. Not happy with that. St. Kitts and Nevis first look towards the 18 as they enter it. Has some numbers in the box near the 6. Oh, and a great stop. No rebound there. Smith with a great stop, point blank. It went from non-threatening to an immediate alarm for Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Kitts and Nevis ever so close to score the match's first goal. Smith with a monster stop here in the 5th minute. Just good placement, but Smith able to come out immediately. And Tyree Simpson, who just turned and fired. Credit to him, he wasted no time in getting that shot off, but will remain scoreless. Smith, the 24-year-old, has been a consistent rock in between the pipes for Trinidad and Tobago. Out wide. Official blowing this play dead. Two schools of thought for a keeper. One, allow him to see a lot of action early on to get in the rhythm of a match. See the ball, feel it, make some stops, and you get into the flow of the action like everybody else. The other, keep him away from any hostility for as long as possible. Spicer there with the foul. To the attacking third again. That ball just a little bit too hot to handle. Seeley with no jump to get to that ball. Couple of ambitious approaches. Rampersad dusting off his brow. Couple words for Denzel Smith, his counterpart, Jelani Archibald. A little bit older, 33 years of age. The keeper hasn't been challenged yet. Making his 7th appearance. He has 17 saves so far, but he has conceded 8 goals. Good experience. He's reliable, and you see the veteran leadership just toying with the opposition. He'll come out quickly to gobble it up. Match has had good pace so far. Best threat of the night so far was from Tyrese Simpson. A shot from just outside the 6. And a nice stop by Denzel Smith to rob him and keep this match deadlocked. Sealy entering. Sealy with some real estate, just lost the handle. Represent tees one up for one hopper. Easy stop for Archibald, but a fat rebound goes wide of the net. Ampersad pulled the trigger on it. A tough one hopper for Archibald to handle. Not always is the shot intended to go in, but it's more to provide a challenge for the keeper and allow a fat rebound to take place. Corner kick here for Trinidad Tobago, their first of the night. And you see the assortment inside the 18. Here's Spicer. Spicer bends this away. St. Kitts and Nevis, fine job defending. Pressure stayed on by the home side. Chipped into the box. Archibald comes out. Levi Garcia on the board in the 10th minute. Trinidad Tobago with the advantage, 1-0. Setup for about 30 yards out, but a dummy play, and Garcia left by his lonesome, unmarked, and Archibald was dead to his rights. Nothing the keeper could do about it. And for Garcia, bearing the first shot of the game against Archibald. Trinidad Tobago staking first to the early advantage. It's 1-0. Well, Garcia, who plays in the Russian Premier League, is a critical point for Trinidad Tobago. If you're talking about pieces on a chessboard, Garcia is probably the queen. But a crowning moment for him tonight. His first goal of this contest has given Trinidad Tobago the 1-0 lead. Sealy looking for more. Fans anticipating. Sealy trying to dance, trying to move. Just could not keep it. Now the heat is cranked up for the home side. Played into the box. St. Kitts and Nevis on edge for a bit, and that'll be a foul. More on Garcia. He's got good size, but the things that stand out for him are the intangibles, the ability to accelerate. He's got fantastic speed, fine dribbling ability, exceptional talent when it comes to just reading the flow of play. And those are things you can't coach. You either have it or you don't. Jones, Seeley walking this up. Garcia, the goal scorer. The early damage. Trinidad Tobago looking for a whole lot more. To the 13th minute. Possession favoring Trinidad Tobago in a large kind of way. Possession's 80% to open up this contest. Couple shots. One of them in the net. For St. Kitts and Nevis, they were ever so close to taking an early lead. Tyree Simpson was robbed by Denzel Smith. Comes the other side. Jones, top of the box. Garcia lines one up, blocked. They stay with it. Back into the 18. Spicer around the corner. A little bit too much on that ball, and it goes back to St. Kitts and Nevis. Oh, they have a lot of spunk so far tonight. And with that spunk, now they can play to the crowd. A 1-0 lead allows them to settle into this match and not get too ahead of themselves. Oftentimes when you play in front of a hometown crowd with a lot to celebrate and a lot on the line, athletes tend to do more than they need to. With Trinidad Tobago scoring a goal early in this contest, allows them to stay comfortable in this match and not chase it. Garcia's goal in the 9th minute. Trinidad Tobago has won the last 5 matchups against St. Kitts and Nevis, and they hope the trend continues tonight. Prasad picking himself off the deck. We're live here at Hasley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad Tobago. Building opened up all the way back in 1982. When it reaches capacity, it's about 23,000 folks. Bad play here and a rebound attempt for St. Kitts and Nevis. Play did not materialize. Action stays at the top of the box. St. Kitts and Nevis has not had sustained pressure in the attacking third against Trinidad and Tobago. Only a couple of moments. One of them nearly found the back of the net. Seeley looking again for Garcia, who is streaking down the middle of the pitch. It's twice now they've looked for him. So far, St. Kitts and Nevis has not fallen asleep. Problem is, though, Garcia is not the only one man that can do damage against you. They continue on the run. Seeley has it. Seeley, look at him work some magic. Seeley again. Molino, back post action. Archibald will have to climb the ladder and he'll settle it down. Archibald's under some pressure right now, and one can only hope for his cause that St. Kitts and Nevis can play some keep away and apply some pressure in the attacking third. Out wide, Simpson gave it up. Ball running a little bit too long, but St. Kitts and Nevis holding possession. They have not had the opportunities. They lack the possession to put any major threat on Trinidad and Tobago until now. Giveaway here for St. Kitts and Nevis. And one giveaway deserves another. Every time St. Kitts and Nevis has a turnover, Trinidad and Tobago's looking to run, and the fans anticipate it. As for here, Simpson was available at the top of the pitch. Simpson taking his time, fine blocking that play though, and this resulted in a corner kick. Bateau, good job of shielding the field of play. Get a quick peek at Taquani Williams. In the middle of all that congestion, midfielder Amari Sterling James looking for the back post, and there is Denzel Smith to rise to the occasion. St. Kitts and Nevis is a youthful club. Majority of their players are in their 20s or their teenage years. Don't have a lot of veteran leadership, which plays into matches like this. Our lead official, Nally Simon, not happy with one ball, exchanging it out for another. St. Kitts and Nevis, a mix of youthful talent, Taquani Williams and Mervyn Lewis, a couple seasoned pros, and Jelani Archibald and Romain Sawyers, but that's really it. Williams is the main threat towards target. But you're looking at what happened tonight with Tyrese Simpson. He had an opportunity. Sealy here trying to hit the accelerator, pushed off a bit. Sealy. Garcia, nice move, rolls this in towards target. Easy stop for Smith. Archibald, probably one of the easier stops he'll make in the night. Possession heavily favored towards Trinidad and Tobago. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to get the offense in gear. Levi Garcia in the 9th minute, the difference maker so far. 1-0 Trinidad and Tobago. More movement here. Garcia, a dandy. Garcia looking for a lane. He takes a shot. Archibald, a good stop. Garcia feeling it quite a bit. Dancing and making Burley look awfully bad in that sequence. He nearly went 1-on-4. Problem is Archibald was there to seal the door shut. Trinidad Tobago trying to build on the lead. St. Kitts and Nevis desperate to retaliate. This ball runs a little bit too tight. It looks like possession is going to stay with St. Kitts and Nevis, so that'll be a corner kick. Emery will take it. Emery locked her towards the back post, and there's an easy stop for Smith. But yeah, a lot of congestion around him. Trinidad Tobago has made one World Cup appearance. In a way, it was recent, 2006. But they've been regional contenders for a while, especially in the Caribbean and Concacaf competitions. They have a wealth of talent. Garcia, who we just mentioned, playing the Russian Premier League, a dynamic forward, good European experience. Molino, the captain, Defense Force FC. He's a good veteran, strong at midfield. Evan Jones, he has European and MLS experience in the United States. Of course, Denzel Smith in between the pipes. Sheldon Bateau has some experience playing in Belgium. But the players for Trinidad Tobago have been all around the land, playing for their hometown. They've also appeared in the United States, Canada, England, Belgium, Russia, Scotland, Honduras, and Jamaica. Sealy, nice move. Sealy looking for one more lane. He gets taken down, and our lead official points to the spot. Jelani Archibald is sick right now. Natalie Simon is telling Archibald and his respective teammates to chill out for a second. But we look back at this sequence, it was a fine move by Sealy, eluding not one, but two defenders. And the movement right here garners contact from Archibald to Sealy. And that's obvious. You can't get around that if you're Archibald. You can't even make a valid argument. Natalie Simon's having a conversation with Andre Burley, but there's nothing to be had there. Absolutely nothing. Maybe if Natalie Simon is 20 yards away on the opposite end of the pitch, when there's rain and fog and no stadium lights, maybe she'd not catch that, but that was pretty blatant. Sealy beat two different defenders, and Archibald came out and delivered contact. So Levi Garcia here trying to deliver a brace against Archibald in the 26th minute. Archibald doing the best that he can to psych out Garcia. We'll see if it pays off. Garcia scored in the 9th minute, and here he goes. Garcia, great stop by Archibald. Oh, he was huge with the boot. That was not a poor strike from Garcia, but brilliance from the keeper. It's still 1-0. Garcia with nice hesitation, and Archibald went one way and kicked out that right leg, and the fans, the expression says it all. Priceless. Archibald coming out again. Nice stop by the keeper. Well, remember that sequence as this match flows along. Archibald keeping St. Kitts and Nevis alive. A drive. Oh, and it swings in past Smith. Out of nowhere, back comes St. Kitts and Nevis, and we are level at 1-1. Emery's on the board in the 28th minute. Wow. Just seconds after Archibald made a monster stop, St. Kitts and Nevis comes right back, and Emery threw a screen. Smith frustrated and upset, but he got beat cleanly. And St. Kitts and Nevis' bench on their feet, and for good reason. Hero move on one end for Archibald, and he gets picked up on the other end. 1-1 in the 28th. So 2 highlight moments for St. Kitts and Nevis. You're talking about St. Kitts and Nevis being 5 feet deep in cement, and Garcia scores that second goal on the penalty. Garcia again. Garcia, top of the box, looking for a layup. Dante Seeley brings the fans back to their feet in the 29th minute. Garcia set him up, and it's 2-1 for the home side. Brilliant patience here from Garcia against the run of play, allows the trailer and Seeley to settle this ball in. It's easy pickings for him at the top of the box. He had one window to shoot in, and he made it count. Archibald, no chance. And the fans were sitting on their hands moments ago are back on their feet. Jubilation returns. And a 3-goal outburst in this opening half. Do we have more? Watch out. Coming out was Archibald, and a fine play to disrupt that against Garcia. Jones tried turning the corner, lost the handle on it. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to get out of harm's way, and they successfully do with an edge. Simpson and company. Emery. Theatrical moments on both sides. St. Kitts and Nevis looking for more retaliation. Plenty more contact near the top of the box. Natalie Simon, our lead official, tells the fellows play on. Pretty decent contact there. I don't know about that. The judge here in this action. Hospedales was the one that delivered the blow. Alvin Jones, who was upended, he stayed down for quite a bit. The action went the opposite way, and he was still in some pain. Walking off under his own power now. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to get deadlocked again. These teams have played 8 times since 1993 to give you an idea of how things have unfolded for each country. Trinidad and Tobago has won 7 of those matches. St. Kitts and Nevis, not a single one. The 2018 Caribbean Cup qualifier, St. Kitts and Nevis played to a 2-2 draw, but outside of that, they've been tattooed a handful of ways. That includes the 2023 Gold Cup. Trinidad and Tobago won at 3-0. Trinidad and Tobago simply outclassing St. Kitts and Nevis during the run since 1993. They've outscored St. Kitts and Nevis 20-4. But of course, you could take all that historical context and still can't apply it to today. It tells a piece of the story, but it doesn't tell the story of how this match will unfold. 3 goals scored in this opening half. Garcia was stopped on a penalty. He scored in the 9th minute, stopped in the 26th in the penalty. Amori scored in the 27th, and then 2 minutes later, Sealy retaliated to reclaim the lead in the 29th minute. A lot more movement. Simpson. Amori keeps it on the ground. Simpson just could not corral it. That shot goes over the cage. Fleming getting his opportunity. Picked up off the deck, but Joe was there trying to mark, and that man right there, Denzel Smith, just happy to see that thing go away. Minute. Make sure you stay with us at the break. We'll have first half stats, we'll have highlights, and then of course the second half will unfold, and it's anyone's guess who will perform. We will be able to label any kind of halftime adjustments each team makes. Head coach Austin Huggins for St. Kitts and Nevis and Dwight York for Trinidad and Tobago. These games so far in the World Cup qualifier have been strong. Challenging at times for teams playing on the road, but to be expected. Garcia dumped it off on the left-hand side. That shot just misses the corner. Spicer was hot on it. Failed to hit the mark. Had a decent amount of activity. Emery getting himself picked up by Nally Simon, getting upended there by Jones, but Jones didn't have any kind of ill will. Emery's okay. He's got 1 goal. He needs to bag another for St. Kitts and Nevis. If they cannot secure a victory tonight, their dreams of qualifying for the FIFA World Cup in 2026 will be dispelled. But they played well tonight. They've had some gaps defensively. They're not as strong as you'd like them to be, but they're trying to counterpunch with Trinidad and Tobago. '37th minute. No legal touch here. Out wide, Sealy.
the goal, wants to get more of it. Sealy around one defender, can't get around the second. Dante playing with CF Montreal. Spicer lobs this one up towards the back post. Valiant effort, just a little bit too much power on it. Goes back to St. Kitts and Nevis. Good idea though for Spicer, 24-year-old midfielder, handling some time in Toronto FC with MLS. Spent his early football career with Trinidad Tobago. Was able to elevate and play some college ball in the United States of America before being drafted in the MLS by Toronto FC just last year. Spicer, the first overall pick in the Super Draft, made history by doing that. As the first to do that, first Trinidadian to be drafted #1 in MLS. That is there though, and this is here. A little bit of miscommunication. Dwight York, his troops have been playing well tonight. All the way back to Smith. We've had a couple moments of stoppage in the opening half because of injury. But outside of that, a pretty good night of ball. Clean and fun. 3 goals scored. Garcia, Amory done the damage, and the retaliation by Sealy. Garcia trying to move around, dribbling he does. Quick chip. Ball's intended for Spicer, but never came his way. Hospitale's moving this around, 41st minute. Be curious to see what kind of adjustments Austin Huggins plays for St. Kitts and Nevis. What card does he play, and how does he get his team even again? Molino. Away, Spicer. Spicer with an angle. Good stop by Archibald. Far side flag, or I beg your pardon, near side official with the flag up. Play was ruled offside. Doesn't hurt to try. Jelani Archibald, I beg your pardon, against Spicer with a good stop. Even if it won't count, still makes the highlight reel. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to work through some troubles. Turning a corner again, top of the box, around a shot on goal. Nice stop for Smith. Not for a moment Simpson could have pulled the trigger on that, elected not to. St. Kitts and Nevis, they need more of that. bodied off it for a moment with Sealy. Trying to knife through the defense. St. Kitts and Nevis unable to do so. Trinidad Tobago. Molina. Up front, Spicer again. Grabs the corner, again offside. Archibald will make a stop anyway. Bodied off the ball a second time. No call though. Top of the box. This should result in a foul, and it does from a viable spot for St. Kitts and Nevis. Hospitalis again a little bit too physical. And a brilliant area for St. Kitts and Nevis to draw even. Trouble for the home side, and now St. Kitts and Nevis looking for a late goal in this half. Smith in between the pipes for Trinidad and Tobago, trying to direct some traffic. To Kwani Williams is going to take this free kick, it appears. Sterling James to his left, providing some guidance. But Williams with a grade A opportunity right now in the 45th minute. Williams on target, and he scores! Bullseye for Williams. Late half magic for St. Kitts and Nevis, and they come right back. We're level at 2. This thing had it tailor-made left-hand corner, and Williams marked it promptly. The 23-year-old striker hit that twine as quick as one can be. And a challenging foul being made at the top of the box. St. Kitts and Nevis again converting on another mistake by Trinidad and Tobago, leveling this game at 2-2. So a penalty by Levi Garcia, who failed to convert, quickly turned around, and Amory scored in the ensuing play. And then a foul just outside the 18 by Hospitalis. And Williams pocketed his goal. 4 minutes of added time. And the fans who had been on their feet for nearly the majority of this entire first half have been neutralized to some small chirps. Williams, who was featured in the 2023 Gold Cup squad, trying to do more here. Speaking of doing more, Garcia just not on the same page with Molino. Williams nearly blew a tire, but he's back up. Williams has been a key part for St. Kitts and Nevis of the last year and a half, being a massive World Cup qualifying contributor. Williams, you He's scored 7 goals over the course of qualifying matches and friendlies. Has been stellar. He's also a top goal scorer for United Old Road Jets FC. Hoping his teammates can drive for their first advantage today. Foul. And more back the other way as Hasley will have to retreat. So Williams on the board in the 45th minute. St. Kitts and Nevis off the set piece. Ecstatic. And why shouldn't they be? Free kick from well out. Nice stop by Smith and a rebound volleyed right back to him. Hasley will try to move on the counter with time winding down in this first half. 4 minutes of stoppage time. It might get a little bit more because of the goal scored by Williams, but of course it's always a wait and see. It's a minimum of 4 minutes. Jones. No elevation on that ball. Plate stayed with Trinidad Tobago, but St. Kitts and Nevis trying to switch the pitch. Final seconds of this first half. Hasley Simon letting the fellas continue to play though. Get it back. Spicer, top of the box. Shot just sails wide. Trinidad Tobago continuing the threat. Spicer, the hot move, and Garcia's chip just flung it wide of the net. Hasley Simon blows the whistle, and an enthusiastic first half of ball finally comes to a close. 4 goals scored in the opening half, 2 for each side. The playmakers, as we expected, did the damage in the opening act. Levi Garcia converted a penalty. Dante Seeley also scored. Taquani Williams on a free kick in the 45th minute got the equalizing goal. And Amory opened up the scoring for St. Kitts and Nevis in the 27th minute. But nothing's been decided just yet. 2-2 is the score. We'll be back. Second half begins. St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago looking for 3 points. And this match continues with second half action. Trinidad and Tobago had a 1-0 lead, then led 2-1. St. Kitts and Nevis off the deck twice. One change for Trinidad and Tobago to open up this second half. Andre Raymond has come in for Darnell Hospitalis. One change for Trinidad and Tobago. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to capture 3 more points and get their first win against Trinidad and Tobago in quite some time. They're 0-7-1 since 1993. Trinidad and Tobago looking for a whole lot more. Garcia and company, more action. Our lead official points back to the spot. Pure agony for Giuliani Archibald. Take a look at this sequence again. And Molino, maybe he got stepped on by Jordan Bowery. But Nally Simon wasn't as close on that ruling as the previous one. Kevin Molino, the captain, step up to the spot. The 34-year-old is the captain. Spent a great deal of time in the United States playing USL Championship and MLS action. USL Pro MVP 2012 and 2014. Played for Minnesota United FC, Columbus Crew. Returned back to Trinidad and Tobago just last year. The captain versus the other captain in the 48th minute. Here we go. Molino delivers. His versatility, goes by the nickname of Soka Messi because of his flair and creativity. Nice shot for Molina. So for the third time tonight, Trinidad and Tobago has a lead. 5 goals tonight, completely unexpected. More so because of St. Kitts and Nevis' ability to find the back of the net tonight. They've tried to be a defensive-minded club, and they've been forced into a track meet with Trinidad and Tobago. So Archibald 1 for 2 on penalties against him tonight. Fortune comes in for Ram Prasad. This one into the box. Great stop by Smith, and the second time. Crazy delivery to Williams, point blank once and then twice. Near set official and Megan Hughes did have, Megan Mullen, I beg your pardon, did have her flag up. Second change for this half was Raymond coming into the this contest. Damage tonight for Trinidad and Tobago. Garcia, Sealy, and the captain Molino. And St. Kitts and Nevis counter-punch one more time. Trinidad and Tobago pull away. Garcia's on the left-hand side. Sealy looking for a lane. Sealy, left-hand side. Spicer, top of the box. Unwinding the crossbar. Oh my! Trinidad and Tobago continues to push. Spicer, pretty unselfish to set up his running mate, the trailer on that Fortune. Seized the moment, and he hit that crossbar flush. 3-2 still. Pretty good move. No contact foul being called there by Natalie Simon. Trinidad and Tobago trying to race this thing up the pitch. Bad ball and a giveaway. This match has had everything. Penalty that was scored on. Penalty that was stopped. A couple of majestic goals. And one off a set piece. 5 goals scored. St. Kitts and Nevis in search for a third to get this game level at 3-3. If they can score and tie it and play to a 3-3 draw, they'd capture one more point and give them 4. Trinidad and Tobago would then have 5. But that would cause St. Kitts and Nevis to win their final qualifying match to even have a remote chance. Turned over. St. Kitts and Nevis in transition. Over the left-hand side, they're looking for some space. Good stop by Smith. Nearly lost an edge. Rolling over that left ankle. Williams doing a little bit of chirping. And Smith misjudged that ball. You can't blame Williams for that occasion. Raymond got into his face a little bit. Long ball to the top of the box. Could be some more trouble. A two-hopper. Easy to gobble up for Archibald. More action. Top of the box, moving around. Jones did the shot. Partially blocked on the way through. Full head of steam. And the pursuit for Trinidad and Tobago has been relentless so far. See Molino taking a deep breath. And he had a good beat on this ball, but the very last minute, it was stopped. Oh, Went off of a defender and off the keeper in Archibald. This one, nobody in sight. Hasley, who has a goal tonight, along with Garcia, who scored in the 9th minute. And then Molino here in the second half on the penalty. More action, top of the box, goes right into the breadbasket of Archibald. Drive by Garcia. Probably the one instance tonight he wasn't looking to pick a corner. Trinidad Tobago looking for a whole lot more. Molino gave it up. Garcia out wide. Spicer. Drop pass. See if he gets it back from Raymond. No. Trinidad Tobago has been relentless all night on the ball. They've been playing downhill against St. Kitts and Nevis. They probably should be up by more than a goal, but the counterpunching of St. Kitts and Nevis has been fantastic. St. Kitts and Nevis is not going to dominate in possession, but they don't need to if they're opportunistic. Handful of clubs remain unbeaten in group play. Honduras, Cuba, Costa Rica, Curacao, Haiti, Nicaragua, Panama, Suriname, Puerto Rico. I beg your pardon on Cuba. They do have the one loss. Out wide. Garcia's open on the left-hand side. Sharp angle. Nice stop again by Archibald. Hasley streaking down that right wing. Had a lot of real estate. Got a member down of St. Kitts and Nevis. Irvin Lewis. As we look back at this attempt by Hasley. Sharp angle to pull the trigger on, but he let it rip anyway. Lewis down right now. He's grabbing his side, being intended to. Let's see what the workup is here. Fans in attendance have been rocking and roaring. They have been up and down, but they've enjoyed this contest. I hope you have too. It's had plenty of excitement, a lot of action, and some drama, a little bit of controversy too. Trinidad and Tobago would love to have an insurance marker. Feel better about themselves and apply more pressure for St. Kitts and Nevis to have to open up offensively. They've been playing more defensive minded, trying to counter against Trinidad and Tobago. They've had some luck. Hasley motoring. Hasley with the drop pass. Jones over on the left-hand side. He can't connect it to Garcia. Great concept, unable to execute. Driving through the middle of the pitch. Left-hand side was available for Spicer. He's got it. Molina lets it rip. Slicing wide. Changes here for St. Kitts and Nevis. Panayiotou is going to come into the contest. Moria will depart. Rogers in for Tyree Simpson. Substitutions for both sides. Takedown in midfield, but a clean foul, nothing egregious. Quick restart. Sealy unable to get to it. 64th minute. 2/3 of the way home. St. Kitts and Nevis has not applied any kind of physical or offensive firepower in this second half. That shot, high hopes, no chance of becoming a goal for Raymond. Been a quiet second half of ball for St. Kitts and Nevis. And the ability to counter in the first half has not been duplicated in the second half. 2 goals that they scored immediately after high pressure moments delivered by Trinidad and Tobago. Molino, Spicer. Spicer, nice move. Spicer tries to go short side with the left foot to no avail. Nice move by Spicer. World class. Left foot was just too harsh. Trinidad Tobago. 3 goals, 2 of them in the second. The first half again coming out. Archibald taken out. Our lead official doesn't say anything about it though. Of all the times against Molina and Garcia that penalties were called, in that instance, you look at the head coach Dwight York, he's baffled. Garcia making the move, and one is lost for words. Turnover. Seeley, left foot. The brace for Seeley, and another nail in the coffin for St. Kitts and Nevis. They thought they should have been awarded a penalty, and Archibald, a jar-breaking spot for him to turn that ball over. Seeley making the most of an opportunity that was just given to him by the opposition. Nobody on the defensive side for St. Kitts and Nevis was even ready for that. Trinidad and Tobago on their way, doubling the advantage now at 4-2. It's been fun for Trinidad and Tobago despite conceding a couple goals. But to their credit, they've kept their collective foot on the gas. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to retaliate, and now they'll be forced to open up offensive play. Not that they've held back, but they've played more of a packed-in style defensively, trying not to concede a whole lot from Trinidad and Tobago. But they've been outskilled in the first half and here in the second half. Changes continue to come. Daquan Terrell will enter the fray. Mitchum will depart. Austin Huggins trying to do as much as he can right now to shuffle the deck. But his team right now is in peril. Changes made. Lewis departing. St. Kitts and Nevis trying to get back on the board. Ball taken away nicely. Trinidad and Tobago stretch pass, a little bit too hot to handle for Garcia. Fans were anticipating it. They were on their feet for Garcia, but no such luck converging on that ball. More movement. Williams looking. Williams has been a bright spot for St. Kitts and Nevis, but can he get some support? Time is wasting away. 71st minute for St. Kitts and Nevis. Trailing by 2 goals. They come into this contest with only 3 points. Trinidad Tobago would love to deliver a knockout blow here. Spicer. St. Kitts and Nevis, the flow of play certainly has slowed down for them. Trinidad and Tobago has been in high gear all night. Remember, down for St. Kitts and Nevis. Looks to be Kamari Rogers. That is Rogers. Pointing towards the right leg, and you get the trainers coming out immediately. Ooh, he just rolls that right leg. Brutal for Rogers, and he was in agony immediately, and the medical staff will have to come out. Trainers asking for a stretcher right now. It's a grass surface. A lot more giveaway than it would be if it was artificial turf. Rogers getting treatment for multiple members of the medical staff. Trainer's looking to stabilize that right leg. Trying to put a wrap on it, secure it for him. Unfortunate for Rogers, his day will be over. Jonathan Hughes, our fourth official, indicate the substitution as Rogers will depart. Deanna Stephen will come in for him. Brutal move for Rogers. You didn't see a lot of action as he came in as a sub. Juan Brown also coming into the fray. Considerable amount of injury time added to this contest. More changes, this time for Trinidad and Tobago. Daniel James, we talked about in the open, coming in for Levi Garcia. Garcia, round of applause. He can take a bow if he wants. He'll kiss the ground. His performance was fantastic. A goal, stopped at a penalty.
but he had all kinds of juice in his step tonight for Trinidad and Tobago. Changes on both sides of the aisle for St. Kitts and Nevis. The 77th minute. And all the help they can get. The first half, St. Kitts and Nevis had 5 shots, the 7 for Trinidad and Tobago. Kept a pretty good pace with them. But here in the second half, they haven't been able to deliver that same kind of work rate. Shots in this game, 21-9. Trying to corral that ball away from Raymond to no such luck. Shots on target, 13-6 in favor of Trinidad and Tobago. Possession so far in this contest clearly favoring the home side, 63% to 37 for St. Kitts and Nevis. 13 shots for Trinidad and Tobago have all occurred inside the 18. Their pressure has been relentless. Spicer with a step. Spicer. Ooh, he gets chopped in a harsh foul here. This should be yellow, and it will be. For good reason. Sterling James, perhaps frustrated with Spicer, but definitely with the score being the way it was, took out all of his frustrations on Spicer, who's back to his feet. The contact was abrupt. Had a play in the ball, saw yellow, deservedly so. Again in that attempt, and Molino's looking around. Archibald, who elevated for this, he didn't mistime his jump, just not tall enough. Here's a corner. At the top of the 6, low line drive delivery, not the best effort, but we'll get a mulligan here. Molino back inside. Archibald, 2 hands to punch it out, vacates the net. Ball stays away for the time being.
Williams. Had a heavy hand the first half, but nothing since. Spicer up in it again. Wow. Pretty close. And now a conversation. No booking on this sequence, but Brown having a few words with Natalie Simon, our lead official, and she's giving it right back. It's twice that Spicer's been beat up here in the second half. It's good enough for a booking, in my opinion. Way too late was Brown, and Spicer easily could have been injured. Made by Garcia. Opened up the scoring in the 9th minute for Trinidad and Tobago. Emery returned fire in the 27th for St. Kitts and Nevis. Seeley in the 29th to make it 2-1. Kwani Williams, the equalizer, in the 45th. And then the second half, Molino to make it 3-2. Seeley the brace in the 66th. And that is where we stand, 4-2. Trinidad and Tobago. This match has had all kinds of chippiness in it. And it's been consistent. We only have one yellow card, but there's been an ample amount of physicality in this match. 21 fouls to be exact. Free kick with a little backspin. Smith stayed back on his line. Defense did its job. This ball goes rolling all the way back to Archibald. He's been victimized 3 times tonight. Really has not been able to find the mark in terms of protection up front. St. Kitts and Nevis will have one more match. They'll play that on June the 10th against Grenada. Trinidad and Tobago, one more match. That's also on June the 10th. They will get Costa Rica. That'll be fun. Match for Costa Rica, depending on what happens for them. Trying to stay perfect in the group. But they've been in fantastic form. Speaking of Costa Rica, they get the Bahamas tomorrow on June the 7th. That could be a one-sided tilt. Speaking of it, how about this in the right wing? Archibald can't come up, and it's 5-2 Trinidad Tobago. Fortuna with a little shimmy in his step. This match is all but over. St. Kitts and Nevis could only do so much. Trinidad Tobago was pulling away. Trinidad Tobago's looked for these moments all night. The numbers they had, but the stretch passes they've made, and Archibald, who came out to challenge Fortuna, couldn't do anything about this. 10 different ways from Sunday that Fortuna could have cut him up, and he did. Well, they are partying tonight in Port of Spain. The
host nation is feeling good and comfortable about themselves right now. A 3-goal advantage in the 86th minute. Evan Jones will come in now. Captain Molino will depart. He scored tonight on a penalty to make it 3-2. And it's all about celebration for the home side. Wayne Frederick II will now come in. Dante Seeley, a round of applause to a raucous crowd. Fans were treated to an awesome performance, and the players tonight have created quite the party here. It has been pedal to the metal for Trinidad and Tobago. And while they've conceded a couple, they have not been short of highlights. Williams missed on it. That shot skirts away. More from Trinidad and Tobago. Fortune outside. Spicer slicing and dicing towards the back post. A couple of guys there, and they line it up again. Nathaniel James blowing kisses, and he's getting them right back from the hometown faithful. It is a bludgeoning moment for St. Kitts and Nevis. Trinidad and Tobago up by 4. Well, once the floodgates opened in the second half, it's been all she wrote for St. Kitts and Nevis. Unable to muster any kind of offense on the opposing side. They have been defending way too much in this contest, and they have been beaten pillar to post. James and company chipping in, and they are pouring it on late in this contest. James in the 89th minute. We've reached the 90th. Natalie Simon, our lead official. We'll check to see how much added time we have for stoppage. At this rate, might want to forego that. Five minutes of added time, as Jonathan Hughes indicates it right now. from Trinidad and Tobago. Spicer, the quick chip. Archibald comes out to wipe that away. Six goals tonight scored by Trinidad and Tobago. Garcia with one. Sealy with a brace. Molino also chipped in the later stages for Thune and Nathaniel James late in the 89th minute. For St. Kitts and Nevis, their hopes of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup depart with this one-sided tilt. Amory and Taquani Williams able to muster some offense, but not enough on this night. Too much jump for Trinidad and Tobago, too much skill, and a lot of hunger from their big playmakers. In particular, look at the guys up front that did a lot of the damage. Molino, the captain, who's no longer playing, but he deserved all the praise. He scored right now what is the game-winning goal to make it 3-2, but along with Molino, Levi Garcia was brilliant on the night, and Dante Sealy as well. Those three were a wrecking crew against St. Kitts and Nevis. Spicer? Nope, not this time. One final run. We'll see if there's any thoughts for Trinidad and Tobago to pour it on. Handball. We've reached full time here with Trinidad and Tobago running away from this here in Port of Spain. The hometown team gave their fans quite the performance, and they went wire to wire dominating this contest. Final score here tonight from Hasley Crawford Stadium: Trinidad and Tobago 6, St. Kitts and Nevis 2. Dante Sealy with the brace. Kevin Molino, the game-winning goal in the second half. Shots in this contest favoring Trinidad and Tobago: 23-10, 15-6 the shots on goal, and they win this tonight 6-2. They now have 7 points in the qualifying round. St. Kitts and Nevis stuck at 3. This is David Gascon saying so long from Port of Spain, Hasley Crawford Stadium. Hope you enjoyed this one. 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier. Group C goes to Trinidad and Tobago. 6-2 is the final score. Have a wonderful night, everyone. So long. Full-time highlights in this one. It was a start that was viable for Trinidad and Tobago and one that they would build on. Live Garcia scores the game's first goal in the 9th minute. And for Trinidad and Tobago, off and running, take a little bit of heat off. The hometown faithful widely in attendance in this one. It was 1-0, but Amory on the opposing side for St. Kitts and Nevis takes the shot, finds it through a little bit of a crease. Denzel Smith a bit upset. He was miffed by that shot and beat cleanly. Match was level at 1-1. Later on this first half, more pursuit from Garcia and company. Garcia out wide waiting for a trailer, and there's Dante Seeley, top of his game with a left-footed poke. His first goal of the night, complete celebration, giving the hometown team another lead. It was 2-1. 45th minute, though, Taquani Williams lights things up. His free kick just outside the 18 got this match deadlocked at 2 apiece. A heartbreaking moment for Trinidad and Tobago, but in the second half, they would come right back. A curious call here that resulted in a penalty for Kevin Molino. Molino wasting no time, finding his spot, making it 3-2 Trinidad and Tobago. His goal would give him the lead, and it would be for good on the night because Trinidad and Tobago would be relentless in their pursuit. Seeley and company continued to push. That shot going off the crossbar from Fortune. More on him as this night moved along. Molino again moving, sharp angle. Pretty good stop by Archibald. We saw a lot of traffic coming his way in the second half, but Archibald made a back-breaking mistake here, and it was converted. Nobody in alert mode for Trinidad and Tobago. They capitalized on the mistake from Archibald, and that goal from Fortune made it 4-2. More here. Fortune on the right-hand side, pressuring, pushing, scoring. So Fortune's goal opened things up to a 5-2 advantage after Seeley's marker. And that was pretty much it. They'd have one more for good measure. Nathaniel James, who came in late in the second half, would be set up here. Shot over on the right-hand side. He was left all alone, tucking it past Archibald. 6 goals, 4 of them scored in the second half. For the home side, Trinidad and Tobago worked some magic in the second half and dominated 6-2, the final outcome. Final numbers in this contest. The numbers tell you it all. One-sided. Body shots, head shots, and a knockout for Trinidad and Tobago. 23-10. Shots on target, 15-6. Possession favoring them, score favoring them. They're the better team, all the talent in the world, and they imposed their will, beating St. Kitts and Nevis 6-2.